Well, we can see how all this is tying together now, folks, with the Alien Disclosure Project, with avatars, ascended masters, Pokemon. All this stuff goes together. The movie that's coming out, the Pandora, that's supposed to be a planet that's supposed to be the closest to Earth, that's supposed to have some civilization on it, which is supposed to be called, there are avatars, and there's animals and there's things on this planet that are supposed to be somewhere along the lines of dinosaurs and animals that are not animals we have on this planet. And then they've got those, have you ever seen the previews for this movie, the trailers, or maybe you've seen the movie Avatar? But basically this is all the promotion of aliens. This is the promotion of extraterrestrial race. And this gets involved with ascended masters. This has to do with the New Age. That's what they call it. They call it avatars. This gets involved with all that stuff. And that's why the Vatican has a telescope, the biggest telescope in the world, called the Lucifer. And it's quoted that, I'm trying to think of his name now. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but one of our videos that we've put up, one of the broadcasts, has the quote for this individual, where he basically says, you won't enter the New Age except you make a pledge to Lucifer. And so, here they get the telescope called the Lucifer. You got the Pope that's endorsing and giving his blessing to Pokemon. And, it's amazing how all of this just goes together. And then that Pokemon word there that is in the Catholic Church to precede, basically it's preceding Black Mass is what it's preceding. Has to do with Lent. And this word Pokemon comes right out of that word. And I did some research and found out that Pokemon basically means monsters, little monsters. But I did a deeper research and found out from the founder of Pokemon that it was a childhood thing he used to do. He used to go and look for insects, little insects, and he would gather them, and he would put them in his pocket. And so he's likening Pokemon to be like those insects. And I got to thinking about it. The Bible talks about, in the cave, Zedekiah cave, where Ezekiel was brought by God, and where the elders were in that cave, it said they had every creeping thing, all these insects and creeping things they had on the walls. So there's definitely a connection between the occult and creeping things. I remember when I was in Haiti, the last night I was there, I was staying with some folks in Port-au-Prince after preaching up in the mountains of Haiti, and I came down and I was in Port-au-Prince. And that night, the daughter of that family came in the door crying in tears. And when she came through the door, God let me see this, and I saw all these cockroaches. They followed her right into the door. I watched them go right. I could hear them on the floor, all these cockroaches following her. And come to find out that night, something to do with voodoo or whatever, but she basically was attacked, and someone tried to abduct her. She went to get a taxi ride, and the guy that was running the taxi basically tried to abduct her. And she ran to her parents. She finally got free and ran to her parents' house. I don't know if she got raped, because I couldn't understand their language in Haiti, but it wasn't good. And this was a woman that had happened to have been in the meetings where I was preaching up in the mountains. And then all of a sudden she comes running through the door down there, the day I'm leaving, the next day I'll be leaving from Haiti. So God showed me how that the insects and how cockroaches and how unclean insects and flies and stuff definitely have to do with the demonic world. No question in my mind. And I watched as she went through the front door. I saw these cockroaches come at the door and followed her. But what was really interesting was when she went into her friend's bedroom, which was the daughter of these people where I was staying that night. It was her friend that came she went into their daughter's room, being her friend. And so when she went into the bedroom, I watched those cockroaches. They followed her right into that room, and then they closed the door behind them. That night, I got a chance to pray with her, and as they came out from the room finally, she was just in hysterical tears, and I just prayed, and God brought peace to her, and we were able to minister to her a little bit. But come to find out after she finally calmed down that somebody tried to kidnap her that night, tried to steal from her and stuff. But this is my point, is that this person that founded that basically invented the Pokemon. It was a childhood thing where he used to go pick up insects and put them in his pocket. And this is where the idea came from. And they asked him, what's Pokemon? What if you gave a word for Pokemon in your language from China, what would it be? Or not China, I mean Japan. What would it be? And he said, little monsters. Little monsters. So, for all intents and purposes, these people that are out running around looking for these Pokemons, they don't realize they're looking for monsters. And as they collect these monsters, which is kind of like a little funny looking Pokemon, they try to make it look cute, but it's nothing cute about it. It's even got the lightning bolt for the tail on the Pokemon. So these people, they follow the coordinates on their maps, on the Pokemon map, and they go, and search for these things and try to capture them. But once they capture them, they're supposed to train them. And what I found interesting was, if they were not able to train the Pokemon, then the Pokemon becomes rogue. And he just has a mind of his own. He does whatever he wants to do. Folks, this is opening up into a really dark thing. This is not only that, but they call the places where they've placed these Pokemons, they call them portals. And many of them are being placed on ley lines. You understand what I'm saying to you here? Why would they call them portals? This is really dark stuff. This is like probably in some way connected to CERN, I'm sure, too. But they're literally trying to connect ley lines right now on this earth. There's all kinds of ley lines that are being set. And they're trying to, in some way, like with Stonehenge and everything, they're trying to line up with planets and stars, and they're trying to communicate with an outside world, which they think are another race. They really believe this, people. And so this planet called Pandora, you've heard of Pandora's box, right? You don't open up Pandora's box. Well, they're calling this planet that's closest to Earth in this movie called Avatar, Pandora's, Avatar. They're calling it Pandora, this planet. And so this planet is supposed to be, in the movies, this planet doesn't exist. It's in the figment of the person's imagination that's writing these movies, writing these books and stuff. But my point is that, you know how they try to say truth is stranger than fiction? Well, this is the thing, is that I think these movies are programming people to accept this alien abduction, this alien disclosure, this aliens from without. You understand what I'm saying to you? And they're involved in, what's called the New Age and the avatars and the coming avatars and the ascended masters. And this gets into, the Kabbalah. This gets into Masons and what the Masons believe about ascended masters and all that stuff. So I want to bring this to your knowledge, bring this to your attention, folks, because there's a lot of foolishness people are getting caught up in out there. So I just wanted you to see the connection with Pokemon, with the avatars, with the ascended masters, and with eventually the Antichrist. Because the ascended masters is connected to Benjamin Creme, and Benjamin Creme is connected to the Rockefellers, and the Rockefellers are connected to Hillary Clinton. It all is working together, to bring in this Antichrist. It's pretty breathtaking when you think about it, because it's like John Kennedy said, it's this monolithic, tightly knit, organized, group of people on the earth that are in the occult, that are witches, and they believe in telepathy, telepathically speaking with aliens from another world, and they really do believe they're communicating with another entity out there. They really do. They believe this stuff, and they are. But what they don't realize is that they're connecting with demons. I don't think they really understand that. I don't think they really know that they are communicating with demons. I don't think they know that. And even Benjamin Creme, I wish I had that audio right now to play for you. Unfortunately, I don't, though. I need to. There's already a broadcast out there where I've already put it out there. But Benjamin Creme basically says, when he met the Christ, the Maitreya, he calls him the Maitreya. When he met the Maitreya, which, by the way, Benjamin Creme is the leading authority for the United Nations, for the religious, for their religion. And this Maitreya, he said when he met this Maitreya, he said he can change his appearance at will. He can be the most beautiful individual you'd ever seen. He says, but he can change into the most grotesque beast, and he can change himself at will. Now, I remember listening to an interview, somebody that went to a meeting where Benjamin Creme was speaking, and she said she started to get so sick, she had to leave the building. She started getting so sick in her stomach. Benjamin Creme is bad news, people. Not too long ago, he took out an ad on CNN saying the Maitreya is here. I'm telling you, folks, this is the Antichrist. This is the false Christ that's coming. That the world is going to wonder after this entity, this individual. But we'll continue to share with you as the Lord reveals more to us and leads us to the places where we can gather this information. And we only share this information with you so you'll steer clear of it. Not so you'll get involved with it, not so you learn more about it, just so you stay clear of it. Amen? Let me do the research on this stuff and bring it to your attention. Don't you guys get involved in it. You stay away from it. Be simple concerning evil. All right? Because when God equips you and God sends you to do something, He equips you for it. You know, He gives you the power to do it. Not everybody's equipped to get involved in this stuff. But I bring it to your attention so you'll understand how it connects with Pokemon. All right? All right. God bless you.